It's the start of a new month and the start of a new regional rivalry in USL as Hartford Athletic hosts the Rhode Island FC. Hi, everybody. Along with Mark Donaldson, I'm Joe D'Ambrosio. It should be a charged atmosphere here tonight. About 200 Rhode Island supporters making the trek from the Ocean State to the Constitution State.
Yeah, it should be a good one. Nice to be here for the start of something. There's one question that has not yet been answered. I'm going to ask you that question. What is the name of the derby? Is it the Chowder Derby? What are we calling this rivalry?
It's the Route 6 Derby. It's the Route 6 Derby. Hartford back in the saddle last Saturday night with a nice win over Monterey Bay. Got off to a shaky start, Mark, but then Lichi Angelina got Hartford on the board.
You need a little bit of help in the deflection, meaning the goalkeeper has got no issues whatsoever and couldn't get near it. Then the double somersault and handstand from the goal scorer. But then it's Von Kizil who does really well to set up to Shane Beckford. And Hartford coming from behind to getting a much-needed 3 points.
All right, let's do ones to watch, and we're going to look at two from Rhode Island.
Good players as well. Top scorer in the league last season. However, he got off to a quick start, Albert Dikwa, having signed from Pittsburgh. There was a lot of interest in him. He hasn't been on target of late, but Stephen Turnbull getting forward, and he has a strike in him as well. Decent player, good finisher when he gets into the opposition box. Despite the fact they are where they are in the table 11th, they're better than that.
And we take a look at the table for the Eastern Conference here in Week 13. Charleston had their first loss of the season, and you see these two teams neck and neck with a lot of the year to go.
Look, the league table doesn't lie. However, I think both Hartford and Rhode Island are in a false position, but they've got to show it. They've got to prove it. They've got to get the points.
Starting lineups and kickoff coming up next here on ESPN+.
An injured knee might look pretty simple, but there's a whole person behind that injury. One who misses the feel of his jump shot and spending time with friends on the court. It's not enough just to heal. He needs to get back out there. At Trinity Health, we're here to help you reach your goals. We combine all the knowledge and expertise of a national health system with personalized healthcare that treats the individual behind the injury. Because we see all of you.
Achievement takes more than having a dream. It takes having the spirit to beat the odds. It takes the courage to pursue a passion, the heart to turn a house into a home, and the determination to turn an idea into an enterprise. I'm the Hartford Buck, and I see the human in human achievement.
With insurance from the Hartford, the Buck's got your back.
At Lux Bond & Green, we have been designing and crafting custom jewelry for decades. It's an art as much as a science, and really there's no room for error. It comes down to 100 little choices made by our own artists and experts who listen to you and create your perfect engagement ring by hand. Quality, value, and selection. Lux Bond & Green Jewelers throughout Connecticut and Massachusetts.
Flags are flying across the way as the first ever meeting between Rhode Island FC and Hartford Athletic is set to begin. Hartford Athletic would like to thank the Mandel JCC of Greater Hartford, the official fitness center of Hartford Athletic. Visit mandeljcc.org to learn more. Last Fly is the leader in airport parking at Bradley International. Save 20% by pre-booking on lastfly.com. Last Fly, a proud supporter of Hartford Athletic. Beautiful night for soccer, for the beautiful game. Mark, lineups brought to you, as always, by the good folks at Liberty Bank. One change for Hartford.
Thomas von Kizil is replaced by Anderson Asiedu in midfield. It's a flexible front four, so expect a lot of movement between Ungalina and Beckford, with Chapman and Epps in behind.
And as far as Rhode Island is concerned, the expansion team, mostly a lineup that we've seen a lot this year, though a change up front concerning Mark Doyle.
Yeah, they brought Doyle in. There's also a change at left back with Colin Smith coming in for Gabriel Alves, last season's top scorer in the league. Albert Dikwa needs to try and find the back of the net again. A couple of months for him without a goal, but watch for Jack Panayotou, decent from midfield on loan from the Revs.
Yeah, he's had 2 assists in his 3 games. Very dangerous on set pieces. As I mentioned, this is a Chamber of Commerce type of weather night here. 83 degrees, winds out of the west at 9 miles an hour. You see the Rhode uniforms, R-H-O-D-E, the amber and blue for the visitors from Rhode Island. 3 points on the line. The Route 6 Derby is underway. This is a Rhode Island team that has played 4 draws already this year, and Frank Nodarce sends the ball aimlessly over the goal line, so it'll be a throw-in. Let's do our keys to the game. They are brought to you by Hoffman.
Quite simple for Hartford. Good win last week. Good energy. Build on that. And 7 out of 11 games have been drawn. Too many drop points for Rhode Island. Time to turn them into wins.
Winless in their last 5. 0-2-3 is Reese Buckmaster. Gets the ball in. Chapman survives the tackle attempt. Here's Beckford, pops one over the goal, and it'll be Koke Vegas, who drew a clean sheet against Hartford last year in the employ of San Diego Loyal, a team that went out of business after last season. Vegas has one of the best feet from the goal position anybody in the league. Here's Hartford on the attack. It's Epps in the box, sends it across before Asiedu could get it. Sent over the goal line by Mark Ibarra, so it'll be a corner for Hartford here in minute number 2.
It's an example of the fluency of the front four for Hartford. Marcus Epps putting the ball into the area. Now a chance for Tristan Hodge to deliver.
Scarlett and Farrell come up with Asiedu. Dribbling Mack and Gila in the box. Headed down and out. Chapman's volley cleared off the line. J.J. Williams, a recent addition, former Tampa Bay Rowdy, helped to clear for Rhode Island FC, and it'll be a throw-in on the east sideline before a very crowded supporter section over there. Here's our referees for tonight. Luis Diego Arroyo, 1 match this year, handed out 8 cards. Here's a quick counter, and it'll be the first corner of the night. And this is where the youngster Jack Panayotou is very dangerous, Mark.
He's a super player. Not only from a dead ball, we're going to see him from a corner, but just involving himself with Albert Dikwa, playing around him as well in the wide areas. He'll have support as well. He can deliver. This is a big threat for Hartford.
They've scored a couple on corners this year, has Rhode Island. Played into the box. Joe Farrell, second header, and then cleared out on the volley by Tristan Hodge. One thing when we talked with head coach Brendan Burke during the week, he said they want to get the ball upfield quickly on the counterattack against a Rhode Island team that has given up 16 goals this year. That's 15th in the league. Hartford with 21 conceded. Here's Rhode Island. 12 is the midfielder, Clay Holstead. 24, Karifa Yao. You know, we talk about Rhode Island being an expansion team, but in this league, Mark, there's such turnover in rosters. Ball set into the box, and a goal! Albert Dequa, who scored 3 goals against Hartford last year, comes up limping, but in the 4th minute, he has given Rhode Island the lead.
Mark Doyle was in there as well, number 14, and Dequa's taken a knock for his trouble, but it looks like Mark Doyle might have got the final touch. It's not good defending from Hartford, and Rhode Island inside 5 minutes in the first meeting between these two sides are enjoying the celebrations. The problem they may have is that Dequa is still slow to get up, and it is Mark Doyle with the final touch just ahead of his teammate beyond Henan Ribeiro in goal for Hartford, but not the start that Brendan Burke was looking for. That is woeful defending from Hartford, and they have been punished.
The first goal of the year from the Irishman, who played in the Ireland Premier League the last couple of years, Mark Doyle.
Played for St. Pat's, played for Rhode. Come over here, giving the United States a go. Dequa looks like he'll be okay. He's just a little bit slow to get back into the half, so play can be restarted. Referee Luis Arroyo just checking on Dequa, making sure he's okay. But it's the perfect start for Cano Smith, the Rhode Island head coach.
And it's a frequent theme for Hartford. Fall behind at home.
Well, they did that last time out, a week past Friday, and they went on to win the game. That's what they have to do again now.
Beckford has it taken away by Rhode Island. Doyle knocks it away, and it'll be a Rhode Island throw-in. So Doyle gets the goal. Rhode Island and Hartford both with 10 goals on the season coming in. That's tied for 21st in the league. Only Birmingham with 9 has scored fewer.
When you're a manager and the opposition scores a worldie, there's not much you can do about that if it's just one of those things. But that was a poor goal, and that will annoy Brendan Burke.
Anderson Asiadu back in the starting lineup, replacing Thomas Van Zeil, who's out for personal reasons. Here's Zeps. Tries to cut inside on Ibarra. Good dribbling. Into the box. Oh! No, Darcy sends it over the goal line. Or are they going to say last touch by Hartford?
Yeah, he kind of walked away sheepishly. I don't think he actually got a touch. I think he meant to get a touch, but he didn't get a touch, hence the goal kick.
Is it unusual that they have no Darcy start the goal kick and he just passes it right back to Vegas?
No, not these days, because Koke, former La Liga goalkeeper with Levante, is very, very good with his feet. He's basically, forget the fact he's wearing a different kit, forget the fact he's wearing gloves. He's another outfielder for them. He's so good with his feet. So it's no real issue for them. It just allows them to get the ball restarted a bit quicker.
Trinity Health of New England, proud to be the official medical provider and title partner of Hartford Athletic. Always committed to providing the best healthcare experience every day for every patient. Trinity Health of New England, we see all of you. So Hartford chasing a goal from the 4th minute. That's the 6th goal Hartford's conceded in the 15th minute or earlier this year. And Brendan Burke would be the first to tell you that's far too many.
Rhode Island did something that not many teams have done. They stopped Lou City from scoring last time out, a goalless draw in the Ocean State last Saturday.
That's their 3rd home scoreless draw at Burns Stadium on the campus of Bryant University in Smithfield. They're building what looks to be a beautiful facility in Pawtucket. Throw in on the far side. Nice back heel by Paniotu, and Hartford clears it out. Karifi Yao wins the battle. Now Asiadu to Beckford. Taking off his boot. Plenty of room to be chased down on the near sideline by Stephen Turnbull. This is a team that's been in every game this year.
I like them, Joe. They're a good side. I think they're a lot better than their league position suggests.
Angelina offside. The flag is up. The assistant referees, Nicholas Seymour and Amilcar Sikaju, and the 4th official, at the table is Brian Cornetta.
I like the middle to front. I really like Turnbull, who we saw pre-game, one of the players to watch. Loves to get forward from fullback. They've got threat in the air. Yao and Nodarse, who scored recently from a set play at Colorado. Just got to get wins on the board. Off to a good start.
Farrell heads it towards midfield. Chapman double team. Then foul on Rhode Island.
Super crowd tonight, really, really good. It's not often at kickoff time. There's still cars waiting in line to get into the parking lot.
And there were a lot of them. Here's Epps racing in the left channel. Angelina in the box in support. Epps dribbles it himself, and Vegas with a waist-high catch of the Marcus Epps attempt. 1-0, Rhode Island on top. Please join us in thanking founding partner the Hartford for educating children about fire safety with their Junior Fire Marshal program. Visit juniorfiremarshal.com to learn more. When I asked head coach Cano Smith about leadership, he said, well, Vegas is our captain, but we've had several veteran players take on leadership roles. Epps very busy early. Here's Asiudu making his 8th start of the year tonight. He started in the 4-1 loss at Indy and then wasn't selected for the Monterey Bay game.
I want to see the two holding midfielders, the double six pivot. I want to see them in possession when they're not under pressure, be braver on the ball and always try and look forward as your first option. Because this started with Anderson Asiudu playing it back the way, and now they've lost possession.
Here's Epps on the steal, tackled away expertly by the former Pittsburgh Riverhound Ibarra. Flag is up as Dikwa sprinted up the left side.
Yeah, Buckmaster was the furthest back there, and that was the issue, was he far enough forward to ensure it wasn't going to be an issue, and the answer was yes, it was. Dikwa was offside.
Here's Buckmaster, who's gone a full 90 the last two. The diminutive Asiudu, challenged by Ibarra of Rhode Island. Anderson has it taken away. Mark Doyle called for the foul. Asiudu down on the turf.
So what we've seen from set plays, mainly corners with Hartford in recent games, is Joe Farrell is the target to head it back across goal or to flick it on near post. I don't think there's any doubt that this is a foul by Mark Doyle, just too high with the boot. Keep tabs on Joe Farrell, number 15 here, see if he is one of the targets. It's mainly from corners, but they do try and work him into set plays for Jay Chapman's free kicks.
He, Macangila, and Scarlett all out. Farrell signaling a play to Chapman. The Canadian scored a goal already this year, plays it short. And Galena on the right. We see him and Beckford change sides. Set far post, headed out of danger by Rhode Island. Sent towards the 18th. Farrell gets ahead on it. Cleared by Dikwa on the volley. Buckmaster playing in the middle. They'll send it all the way back to Henan Hibero. That goal he conceded was his 9th in 5 games this year. And on most of those goals, he's been pretty much left alone on his back line.
He's a good goalkeeper, and just like Koke is in possession right now, very good at distributing the ball when he has it quickly as well.
That was a mindset for Hartford last week. Hibero able to do that. Beckford and Turnbull in a challenge. And it's going to go against the Shane Beckford and Dan Gaspar, the goalkeeping coach, off the bench. You know, I was on a conference call this week talking about referees and other broadcasters' yellow cards, and they said paying attention to the technical staff has been a point of emphasis this year. Nice ball played in front, and Galena against Nodarsi. Michi who scored Hartford's first goal last week, has goals in 2 consecutive games. Tries to work a give and go, and O'Darcy sends it into the corner, over the goal line. Second corner of the night.
O'Darcy's someone that Hartford can get at with the pace. He's good in the air, he's tall, but he's not great against small, pacey forwards. Keep tabs on Joe Farrell here, just to the edge of the box right now. He sometimes goes near post to try and flick it on. That's where he's headed.
Ball sent far post and wasted opportunity. It'll be a goal kick for Rhode Island. Randy's Worcester Street Pizza, the official pizza of Hartford Athletics. Stop by the stadium or visit their other Connecticut locations to enjoy some of the best pizza Connecticut has to offer. If you're just joining us, you missed an early goal in the 4th minute. Mark Doyle, after a defensive miscue in front by Hartford, allowed the ball to go in. Doyle left unmarked. Both he and Albert Dequa were there. Dequa, last year's Golden Boot winner with 20 goals for Riverhounds, but he's the leading scorer for Rhode Island with 3, but he hasn't scored in 2 months. Last goal was March 30th to the man they called Chico. That came against Tampa Bay. There's J.J. Williams. He's called for the foul, disbelieving. As I believe that's Tristan Hodge who goes down.
One chance, one goal for Rhode Island, 15 gone.
They gave an assist on the Doyle goal to J.J. Williams, his first point since joining Rhode Island. Here's Beckford on the right, sends it, it's deflected, it'll be a throw for Hartford. Buckmaster to take it from the near sideline.
I want to see better angles on the passes, not to the player. That was straight to the player, maybe a little bit behind by Seydoux. Play it into space for him to run onto.
Chapman beaten to the ball by Clay Holstead. He sends it over the touchline near the Hartford bench, so Buckmaster will have the honors on the throw-in again. Hartford 3-2 here at Trinity Health this year. They won their first 2 against Birmingham and Miami, and then after succumbing to 2 losses to San Antonio and the Switchbacks, were 2-1 winners over Monterey Bay last week to end the 5-game losing streak. Vegas in the direction of Williams, uses his chest very adroitly. They get it back to Williams, spins away from McAneely, now Pantiotou. Sent towards the box and goes off Hodge for the first corner of the night for their second corner of the night for Rhode Island. And it's dangerous because we've seen the 19-year-old from Cambridge, Jack Pantiotou, do some magical things. This is just his 4th game after coming from loan from New England Revolution, who he played once for this year. From the left of Henan Ibero. Headed up and over.
Well, he's given a goal kick. It's either a free kick or a corner, and it's not a free kick, so it has to be a corner because it came off Tristan Hodge last. No wonder that Cano Smith and the rest of the Rhode Island players are like, sorry?
Here's a replay. Yeah, clearly off Hodge.
Hartford will take it though, but it shouldn't have been.
Athletic play the ball back. Jordan Scarlett, the captain. Space for Buckmaster. Nice one-touch to Beckford, a little too far. And O'Darcy goes down, but that hit him in the face.
Suggesting there might have been a little finger or something, trailing arm in the face.
Ball goes up in the stands. Gentleman makes a nice play. And our referee, Luis Diego Arroyo, will go over to take a look.
He took charge of Hartford's 0-0 draw against Louisville last season. There's only 3 yellow cards. I thought he was really good It's just it's a flailing arm. There's nothing in that. Just if he's caught him in the eye, then it's obviously an issue for No Darcy.
Coming into your screen, the head athletic trainer, Therese Rehwold. As you look at the Rhode Island supporters here tonight, 200 strong. Hartford Athletic would like to thank Nuova Pasta for supporting our Goals for Meals program. For every Hartford Athletic goal scored this year, Nuova Pasta will donate meals to help the fight against food insecurity in our community. So, No Darcy is up. He'll have to come out for a minute and be waved back in. It'll be a throw-in for Reese Buckmaster. No Darcy not real pleased with Deshane Beckford, who doesn't want to hear about it. Here you see Brendan Burke.
This is an opportunity for Hartford against the 10 men. One of the centre backs is off, but so there's another example of bravery. They've gone back the way. Rather than identifying that they're without a centre back, they've gone back the way and they've allowed him back on.
Turnbull, confident header back towards Coque Vegas. Each team, or rather Rhode Island with 2 shots, 1 on target. Hartford with 1 shot, looking for their first on-target shot. Last week, Hartford had 4 shots on target, 9 shots inside the box. So they were able to cave the Monterey Bay defense. Nice play by Hodge. Macangila fouled by Williams. This is a Rhode Island team that will use the body, try to force the official to make calls. Buckmaster pressed momentarily by the goal scorer Doyle. Hartford very methodical in the build-up. Now Beckford has switched. He's on the right. And Galena playing up front on the left. That ball stolen away by Rhode Island. Here's Dequa on the corner. Sends it over this side. Knocked away by Buckmaster. It'll be a throw-in for Rhode Island. Right in front of their supporters. See if they can get some length on this. Scarlett gets a head on it. Second ball, Asiadu. But Rhode Island maintains possession. Now Darcy, who appears to be none the worse for the wear after his knock. Karif Yao from Montreal, Quebec, has MLS experience with Montreal and Vancouver. And Diotu undresses Beckford. Gets the one-touch back, overruns the ball, and taken away by Scarlett. Room to run for Beckford up the right channel. Regains control, converged on, and knocked out by an on-rushing Stephen Turnbull.
Really good from Deshane Beckford, but that was started by good work from Asiadu. I want to see him in that position. I don't want to see him playing the double six and a deep-lying midfielder along with Macangila when Hartford are coming forward. He was the one that set that up. There were 4 Rhode Island players, and if Beckford, who had 4 around him, can find a way to release the ball, Hartford might be in with a bit of success.
Tristan Hodge triggering the corner from the left of Coque Vegas. At the end of the west stands. Farrell trying to get in on it to score! Joe Farrell from Tristan Hodge in the 24th minute. We are tied at 1. Perfect execution. And Brass Bonanza fills the air in Hartford.
It's always great, A, when you identify something, and B, when they've been working on something. 5-10 minutes ago, what they're trying to do is they're trying to get Joe Farrell near post for the flick on, for the knock on, or for the direct attempt at goal. Perfect delivery. Remember the last Hartford corner from this side? It was a 5-iron when it needed to be a lob wedge. This was the perfect delivery. Near post flick. We're level.
For Joe Farrell, his first goal since September 30th of last year, when he was in the employ of the Pittsburgh Riverhounds against FC Tulsa.
And who was his teammate in attack for Pittsburgh? Albert Dikwa.
Scarlett, nice job to get the ball ahead. Here's Hodge.
That's a yellow.
Taken down by Clay Holstead.
That has to be a yellow. So, look, the USL can't arrange, or Pro, or the referee department can't arrange to have calls to explain decisions and then not give a yellow card for that. A tug of the jersey is one of the four main things that they want to basically see eliminated from the game.
Stopping a promising attack.
That is every single box checked. And no wonder every person on the Hartford bench, and the players are still around them. The danger here is that Farrell could end up in the book when the referee hasn't done his job. Do your job. Do it better.
Quick restart to Beckford. Marked on the near side by Stephen Turnbull. Played up for Chapman. And that's going to be a corner for Hartford after Marky Barra knocks it out. Fourth quarter for Hartford. Their last one resulted in their first goal of the match.
It's not just Joe Farrell standing still. There's movement as well, and it's the movement that's hard to pick up. What Joe Farrell's trying to do at the near post is just get there ahead of the Rhode Island player. He managed it last time, and don't be surprised if they try the same thing again.
Karifa Yao trying to get physical with the 6'2" Farrell. Raising his hands to indicate he's getting bumped around. Marcus Epps in there as well. Far post. Ended up in the air and off the sweeps. It'll be a goal kick for Rhode Island. Hartford Athletic would like to thank Lux Bond and Green Jewelers since 1898, celebrating life's special moments.
Oh.
For Joe Farrell, a special moment, his first goal with Athletic. And once again, after a goal, Hartford continues to press the attack. Epps, who's been so active the last 3 weeks, plays it back for Hodge, looking to serve it. Instead goes to Epps. And they play it back to Beverly Macangila.
This is a resilient side, Joe. Last week conceded first, went on to win. This week conceded first. What's the reaction? Good reaction from Hartford.
Yep, absolutely. Now, you don't want to keep falling behind all the time, but it's a terrific answer. Played up ahead, Epps chases it down. Watched on the far side by Colin Smith. Taken away by Holstead. Dikwa chests it down. Spun around by Macantila. That's a foul.
What I liked about that from a Hartford perspective, that diagonal ball, they're going to have a lot of joy with that. I'd like to see it from left to right as well, because that was right to left for Epps. This is a clear foul from Macangila, yeah. No issues whatsoever.
Did a little do-si-do with him. Holstead, Pantiodu trying to create space. Now Doyle heads towards the goal line. Saved in by Hartford, but Turnbull is up. Puts it on goal, and Ribeiro comes up with the save, his first of the night.
Yeah, but once again, Stephen Turnbull getting forward, obviously with Colin Smith in the lineup today. Stephen Turnbull playing on the left-hand side, but loves to cut inside on that right foot. Control with the left, a couple of touches, and then the effort was okay, but comfortable for the goalie.
Turnbull has scored with both his left foot and his right foot this year. Had a left-footed goal against Las Vegas Lights and a right-footed goal against Sacramento Republic.
I'm reliably informed the term for someone that's equally good on both feet is ambipedal.
Really?
Yes.
See, the thing about working with you is I'm so much better educated.
You learn things.
Much of the stuff is useless
Exactly.
outside the booth.
Exactly. You learn things you've got no interest in, but at least you get taught.
And Galena can't catch up with it, so it'll be a goal kick. So Doyle from J.J. Williams in the 4th minute Joe Farrell off the corner kick from Tristan Hodge in the 24th. And we're level at 1 in this first ever game between these teams, who are separated by about 90 minutes. Along with Mark Donaldson, I'm Joe D'Ambrosio. Sir Thomas of Stanwick's our producer. Bobby Kaplan, our director, and the rest of our talented Power Station crew. Good job by Macangila. Here's Asiadu. Anderson throws it ahead for Beckford. A little too far and taken off the boot by Frank Nodarse. Now Pantiotu. A lot of room to dribble. Shot is blocked. Scarlett selling out to block that. And Galeno 1v1 with Smith. Plays it for the overlapping Marcus Epps. Epps looks to go back with it to Tristan Hodge. Reset the attack. Chapman in the middle.
I think he was played on by Turnbull.
Free. And the ball will sail over the goal line.
So Turnbull's the one there that played him on. And I was going to mention Stephen Turnbull because last week from right back, one of the tools that we have access to gives you the average position of the player. And they try and make him like an inverted midfielder to get more involved in the game. But he does have his moments where he switches off. He did there, but Hartford couldn't capitalize.
Tonight's WTNH Youth Soccer teams of the match: Glastonbury U10 and Vernon Soccer Club. We welcome them, along with the rest of the 5,500 fans, to Trinity Health Stadium, and all of you watching on our various outlets: ESPN Plus, MyTV9, WCTX, and WTNH.com. Hartford trying to link up the attack. Hodge hemmed in on the far sideline. Gets it back to the goal scorer, Joe Farrell. And he plays it upfield, and Coque Vegas will stop it before it goes over the goal line to restart the attack.
Little tweak to what Hartford are doing right now, and it's very fluid, and I like the fact that they can do that. But it's Jay Chapman's position, because this can be a 4-2-3-1, but it can also be a 4-3-3. There's a lot of movement in this Hartford attack.
Ball played up ahead for Dequa. Scarlett gets there first. Controlled by Doyle. Into the box. Sliding tackle by Asiadu. Nice job by Anderson.
Brilliant. It's a brilliant challenge, but he didn't need to make it because Beverly Macangila did not have a good tackle just before that. It was outstanding from Asiadu. And hopefully Doyle will be okay. But Beverly Macangila, that was no example of a proper tackle. Thankfully for him, his teammate helped him out.
Hartford trainer Mike Diaz out there as well. Let's get a look.
And that's the tackle. It was just before that when Macangila should have done better. Sore one there. Hopefully both players are okay. By the way, just before that was a really good clearance by that man there, Jordan Scarlett. The ball was coming over his head. Dequa was running in behind. He had to get it right, and he got a really good touch. Interesting thing here, while you're watching these pictures, is that Brendan Burke, the Hartford coach, is having a right good chat with Marcus Epps. And I think you got it spot on, Joe. I think Epps has been outstanding in the last 3 weeks. He's given them that energy, and coming in from the left-hand side, it seems to suit Marcus Epps. So both him and Ngalina have been spoken to by Brendan Burke.
Tonight's match presented by Trinity Health of New England as we celebrate Community Health Night. Visit Trinity Health of New England of NE.org to learn more. That's Trinity Health of NE.org as you look into the athletic supporters section across the way in the East Stands.
What a beautiful night for a game of football.
It's a little warm for your Scottish blood, though.
Look, we can't complain being Scottish when it's too cold and when it's too warm.
Right, you want the best of both worlds.
Exactly.
What would a perfect weather day be for a Scotsman?
50 degrees, blue sky. Crisp, walking weather. Not for you with your beach house.
No, which has been used extensively so far. And it's not even summer yet. Foul called on Jay Chapman.
You know what, Joe? Apart from what, in my opinion, because it's totally subjective, was a dreadful no yellow card call. Referee's been good so far, and he was good last time out against Leeds City.
Yep, here last year. Now Turnbull. Good press by Marcus Epps as Kano Smith has a word with AR3 Milkar Sikaju. Farrell steals it, says he knocked it off, and he did, off the Rhode Island player. So it'll be a Hartford throw-in here in the 35th minute of a 1-1 duel.
It makes a change for the fourth official to turn left, doesn't it? And have a word with the away bench, the visitors' bench. Spends a lot of time keeping tabs on a lively Hartford bench, showing that they care.
You want to see him in the game, right? Here's Buckmaster, long upfield, off of the visitors. So Chapman looks to get it in quickly.
I'd like to see more from Michi in Galena.
It's been a quiet first 35 minutes for Hartford's leading goal scorer.
It has, because they've not given him any service. That's better.
Steal by Farrell, or rather by Buckmaster. 19, not 15. Epps with a little slide of foot to control it back to Farrell as they look to change the field. They'll use Macangilla in the middle to link. Up to Tristan Hodge. Here's Beckford. Plays it back. Not a heavy press by the Rhode Island front three. Dequa, Doyle, and J.J. Williams.
That's not Dequa's game. Hartford can have a fair bit of possession there. It's what they do in the midfield area, in the central midfield area. Seydu is playing more advanced than Macangilla, which I prefer than when the two of them are together when Hartford have got the ball.
Here's space for Chapman. Gets it back, but Galena can't control. And Clay Holstead, the former University of Kentucky star, takes it off his boot. Tussle on the far side at midfield. Hartford possession.
Tell you what, having spent a week in Kentucky for the golf recently, there's quite the rivalry between the college football teams there.
Kentucky and Louisville. Used to be one-sided in favor of the Phil, but Kentucky has gotten much better playing in that SEC.
Nice.
There's been a dribbling Hartford possession. Beckford plays it through. Chapman sends it towards Epps. Volleys it over the goal.
He's stuck between knowing what to do, whether to head it, whether to volley, whether to take a touch, and the indecision proved costly. But again, good play on the left-hand side by Jay Chapman. And a couple of minutes ago, we were talking about Beverly Macangilla's inability to make a tackle. That was poor from Rhode Island to allow Chapman in there. Does he go for the header? I think the defender's just done enough, Stephen Turnbull, to put him off. But that's a half chance for Hartford.
Off the long goal kick by Coque Vegas. J.J. Williams with a lateral header.
It looks like they've just moved J.J. Williams, not central, but right of centre, to allow more space for the fullback to get forward and to help Dequa.
In the direction of Epps, Turnbull gets a head on it first. Nice move by Doyle, slide tackle. Jordan Scarlett starts the counter. Epps with runners. In the middle, Chapman for Buckmaster. Gets it back to Epps. Marcus had a reverse fields to get it. And he plays it back to Asiadu.
Yeah, Buckmaster slow to get up here as well.
We're even at 1. We're in the 39th minute of play. This first of 2 meetings this year between Hartford and Rhode Island. Now Beckford in the box. Good bit of defense there by Karifa Yao.
Really good. But there's an example for Hartford to attract Colin Smith to the ball and then to get the Hartford player in behind. We're going to get some joy with that.
Another strong effort by Beverly Macangilla. Asiadu on the run. Michi and Galena 1v1. looking for support. Plays it back to Buckmaster and back further to Macangila. They'll reset the attack as we approach the 40th minute of a very entertaining first half of soccer. Beckford looking to take Colin Smith. Takes him to the goal line. Shoots it through the box. And before Seadu can get there, it's cleared out. Vegas furious with his defense.
Yeah, and quite rightly so. There's your example of your midfielder, Seadu, gambling. He didn't there, and he would have had an attempt on goal if he had.
Bang the ball off Turnbull.
It's been a great response from Hartford, it really has.
Well, much like last week.
Yep, very similar. Just there, just winning that 50-50.
Chapman towards the box, a header! Oh, punched out by Coque Vegas. He denies Engelina. A highlight reel save by Coque Vegas, who made USL Team of the Week last week with his 3 saves in the Lou City game. That was a beautifully set up ball. Now Turnbull. Good pressure by Epps. Hartford will regain possession. Seadu for Macangila, who is easily recognizable by the distinctive hairstyle.
That's a good ball.
Played up ahead. Engelina comes onto it. Here's Michi. Sends it through. Oh, slide tackle. Knocks it away at the last second of the onrushing Shane Beckford.
Right, there's a lot to get to in this. First of all, Frank Nodarcy, if he's hurt, then he's hurt. I don't think he is. It's never a foul. I think he's just trying to attract the referee's attention. That was not a foul. It was a poor bit of defending. But something that wasn't poor defending was Colin Smith. Absolutely phenomenal. He has denied to Shane Beckford the goal. It's never a foul in a million years. Now, if he's twisted his knee or something, which I don't think he has because he's getting up now, and I just think that's one of those, oh, I've made a mistake, try and buy a free kick. No danger, but brilliant defending from Colin Smith.
Right side corner by Jay Chapman. That's already 5 corners for Hartford in the first 42 minutes. Yao watching Farrell closely. Far post, Engelina heads it back in and knocked over the goal line by Macangila. It'll be a goal kick.
Oh, he's changed his mind.
Corner.
Changed his mind. One thing I would say about Macangila there, don't run back pretending that it was a goal kick. Try and buy a corner.
Sell it.
Yeah, that's what Nodarcy tried to do a couple minutes ago to get a free kick.
Hartford Athletic would like to thank our founding partner, the Travelers. Thanks to Travelers, presenting partner of our community ticket program. Children from underserved communities throughout Greater Hartford are able to come to the matches free of charge. Tristan Hodge, his last corner kick resulted in a goal. Headed out, played out, and chased out by Mark Doyle in a foot race with Chapman, and Chapman slides to knock it out. Look at the Hartford bench, all on their feet applauding the effort of Chapman.
As are those in the stands. This is a super atmosphere.
And the game has lived up to the billing in this first ever meeting between these New England rivals. Tarifa Yao. Back to Clay Holstead in the middle. Plays it up to an open Turnbull. Creeping up in the left. Back it goes to Turnbull. He's got an angle. Sends it towards the box, but cleared out. And it'll be a corner kick, the third of the night for Rhode Island. I would think we would not have a plethora of stoppage time here.
Well, there was the stoppage after the goal for the knock, but yeah, maybe a couple of minutes.
Peniotu, left footer from the right of Henan Hibero.
That went out before it came
Going
back
out of
in.
bounds, he never made it back in the field of play. So it'll be a goal kick for Hartford as we approach the 45th minute. We'll learn the Brignall Vineyard stoppage time shortly. Meanwhile, Henan Hibero. Well, the preliminary would say I have no idea what I'm talking about, because the preliminary is 6 minutes. Kicked by Hibero, then Chapman gets a head on. Second ball taken by Rhode Island. Feniatu can't get it. Fanned on by Asiadu, and then he's tripped, and the foul is called.
It's one of these free kicks you get and you love when it's your team, but you hate when it's the opposition.
Sixth foul on Rhode Island. Hartford has only been whistled for 2.
He's already on his way down. There's a little bit of contact. Yeah, if he was a boxer, he wouldn't last long in the sport. Scarlett's been good today, and he's sent this one forward.
Played up ahead, headed down. Throw in Hartford. Chapman. Epps one touches it back. Chapman tried to send it through Clay Holstad. That doesn't work. Brignall Vineyard stoppage time. There are 6 minutes of stoppage time.
There have been stoppages. Okay. I would have lost that bet.
Well, there was a couple of times the trainers had to come out of the field. Look at Vegas. He's the sweeper keeper. Coming all the way out of the goal, about midway between the goal line and the midfield line to trigger the play. But Hartford gets a head on it. And Galena tries to come back and help, and Doyle knocks it over the west touchline.
Albert Deco was the main signing. He's one of the highest paid players in the league, but one of the most important signings could be the man between the sticks, Kogi Vegas. To go from La Liga to come to USL, that's a coup to get him here.
Spent 6 years with La Liga. He was the first player they signed back in November, the 2-year veteran of San Diego. 32, 17, and 18 with 15 clean sheets in 67 games.
That's a lot of numbers.
Right, exactly. You can make of them what you will.
And we do as commentators, don't we?
Yes, we do.
We can twist stats to suit our
absolutely.
narrative.
Sure, it's like in golf, you can do that. Long throw by Turnbull. Good header by J.J. Williams, but Hartford quickly clears it away. Oh, nice bit of dribbling by Turnbull.
He's a good player.
Gets it to Holstad. Into the middle, dangerous Paniotu. Plays it head on the right for Colin Smith. And Asiadu, like a burst of lightning, comes out to steal it and starts to run upfield. Head on the left by Beckford, plays it back. Oh! Paniotu and Hodge collide. It's going to be last touched by Jack Paniotu. You can see in the upper left corner of your screen, we're in the third of 6 minutes of stoppage time. Now that 6 minutes could become more if need be. It wouldn't become less.
A minimum all.
There's Doyle. Possession of Holstad. Paniotu's got the ball on his boot a lot. Smith sprinting with Hodge. Just shoves Hodge, and it goes over the goal line. And it'll be a goal kick for Hartford.
I was watching Kenneth Smith there, the coach of Rhode Island, have to say, was that not shoulder to shoulder, which would be perfectly legal, but it was a little bit too excessive there.
I believe in hockey it would have been called a cross check.
And a couple of minutes in the bin?
Yes, 2 minutes in the sin bin.
6 tonight down in Florida for the Rangers.
Glad I'm here so I can concentrate on this. 3 minutes into stoppage time with the game tied at 1 on goals by Doyle and Farrell. Might not have had them on your bingo card. Jay Chapman slow to get up after a midfield collision. Williams goes down like he was shot. They say play on.
Don't mind that in the middle of the park. Don't mind a battle in a derby like this.
Buckmaster steps in.
Outstanding.
Asiadu has Epps. Just a wee bit too much pace.
Woo-hoo!
Boy, Asiadu, he is all over the park tonight. Paniotu in the middle. Has Williams to his right, gives it to JJ. Williams sends it on goal.
Good hands.
Save made by Henane Beto.
I love the intensity of this game from both teams. Absolutely fantastic. They've just got to be careful. They started off with two deep-lying sixes. Then Aseidu pushed forward like Von Kizil did last week. Just got to be careful that both don't go forward and they leave exposed the two centre-backs.
We'll hear from Von Kizil at halftime. He sat down with Mark and I a couple of weeks ago.
A lovely guy.
Great conversation. Hopefully back next week. Here's Epps. Chapman in the middle. Back to Epps, overlapping to Buckmaster. Reese tries to send it towards the box. No, Darcy into the sweets. Another corner kick.
There is an example. Sorry, Joe. There's an example of what I was talking about earlier about an angled pass. That is the perfect pass. Don't play it to his feet. Play it to where he's going to run to so he doesn't have to break his step. Results in a corner now. Much better from Hartford. They have been outstanding since they got back into this game.
Seventh corner of the night. Tristan Hodge moseying over to the ball. This could be the last play of stoppage time. Only time will tell. Once again, Farrell and Bakandikila and Scarlett all up, trying to use their size and width to advantage. Far post, headed out. And cleared off the volley by Doyle. Throw in Hartford. Brendan Burke in the ear of fourth official Brian Canetta. Here's Buckmaster. Gets a word of advice from assistant coach Aaron Wheeler. Buckmaster in the middle. And Galena back to Chapman. Plays it through, but Beckford stopped running. Vegas gets it. And we have reached halftime. A most entertaining 45 minutes of soccer at a sold-out Trinity Health Stadium. The visitors took little time to get on the board in the fourth minute. It was Mark Doyle from J.J. Williams in front. But then, 20 minutes later, Tristan Hodges' perfect corner converted by Joe Farrell. It's even at 1 between Rhode Island and Hartford. Back with our halftime next here on ESPN+.
Our students are looking to stand out, not blend in, which is a good thing considering the 8-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio. USJ's academic experience is built on dynamic learning opportunities that extend into labs, internships, and collaboration with faculty, and are designed to both challenge and support students in their professional development. So if you're looking for an education that will help you make your mark in the world, visit usj.edu.
If anyone thinks cancer is going to define you, they've got another thing coming. We know you are more than someone healing their heart. At Trinity Health, we know the importance of seeing the person behind the patient, the fear, the joy, the journey. Bringing you the expert medical teams and state-of-the-art technological advancements of a national health system, along with the personalized care that helps you feel better. Because we see all of you.
Achievement takes more than having a dream. It takes having the spirit to beat the odds. It takes the courage to pursue a passion, the heart to turn a house into a home, and the determination to turn an idea into an enterprise. I'm the Hartford Buck, and I see the human in human achievement.
With insurance from the Hartford, the Buck's got your back.
Embrace the laid-back charm of island life while sinking your toes in the sand and discovering real, authentic Florida in the Bradenton area. Unspoiled beauty and pristine beaches, a vibrant waterfront downtown energized by local arts and culture, fresh Floridian cuisine with a flourish of rich history, and friendly locals ready to welcome you to this preserved paradise on Florida's Gulf Coast. Plan your visit today. at BradentonGulfIslands.com.
Halftime at Trinity Health Stadium. That's how we got going. And quickly, Mark, Rhode Island scored first.
They did, and they started the game pretty well, but with their first chance of the game, it's poor defending. There's no way you can leave two attackers against one defender, and it's a really good finish by Mark Doyle, and if he hadn't scored, then Albert Dikwa probably would. And then the equalising goal. They've worked on this, they've tried it a lot last time out against Monterey Bay, and it paid off tonight. The near post flick, and the goal. Joe Fowler.
That might have hit the post.
Did.
Not get better. Here's our halftime stats. Hartford 7-6 on shots, 7 corners for the local team, 3 for Rhode Island. Coming up, USL storylines in our conversation with Thomas Van Kaziel. 1-1 at the half. The Route 6 Derby, Hartford Athletic, Rhode Island FC.
So asking some questions, and there's the equalizer. It's Rivas.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power, trusted for over 100 years. Our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
They're hungry for the women's game. They want to see women's soccer. They want to play women's soccer, and that's what we're building at the USL. You can see it in my eyes, only walk the past. Got me looking to the sky, got me feeling blessed. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest. Burning up inside of my chest. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
An injured knee might look pretty simple, but there's a whole person behind that injury. One who misses the feel of his jump shot and spending time with friends on the court. It's not enough just to heal. He needs to get back out there. At Trinity Health, we're here to help you reach your goals. We combine all the knowledge and expertise of a national health system with personalized healthcare that treats the individual behind the injury. Because we see all of you.
Hartford back on the road for a toughie next Saturday night. They visit the leaders out west, New Mexico United, who has a game tomorrow at Monterey Bay. Time for a look at USL news and notes. More games on the CBS television network. Oakland Roots and Sacramento on center stage Sunday, July 21st. Detroit and Rhode Island. That's been shifted to August 3rd. And the familiar name of Timothy Weah will be part of the ownership group of the new Brooklyn FC team, which kicks off in 2025. Well, unfortunately for Hartford, Thomas Van Kaziel unable to play tonight due to personal reasons, but Mark and I had a chance to sit down and talk with the Frenchman a couple of weeks ago.
Thomas, what was it like, the El Paso game this year, your first game back after being out for so long? It had to be an emotional night.
Yeah, it was a blessing because I've been struggling for a year and a half before that. So I was just going out there a little bit nervous, obviously, because I didn't know where I was physically, and even like, was I going to be fast enough to play that game? But it went really well. The team had a really good performance, what a shutout. So everything was perfect.
The first big challenge, you probably think about it and go, well, how's my knee going to be
But when you come through it unscathed and everything is okay after the injury and you're fine and you know it's going to hold up, what's that feeling like?
For the longest time, I thought I was done. I thought the injury wouldn't heal at all because I couldn't even walk through my ball drive 8 months after the surgery. So I thought I was done. And then I started build up and I felt more and more confident. And I was really consistent with my recovery, my rehab. So the feeling to be able to just train for a week straight was great. And then I can go 3 pre-season too, was great. And then I'm starting the first game of the season. So yeah, I was really good.
Stolen by Van Keziel. Here's Michi and Galena into the box.
Oh!
Michi and Galena somersaults. Cue up Brass Bonanza. We're even at 1.
Pronunciations as commentators, Joseph, are difficult. We do our research. We do our homework. Notes, which everybody does it. But there are certain sportsmen and women out there that, when asked to pronounce their own name for the game notes, sometimes are a little bit of a rascal and they give the wrong one. So what's the actual pronunciation, the proper pronunciation of your name? Because if it was on a Scrabble board, it would be worth a lot of points.
You can say Valkaiser, yeah.
But before we came on air, we had the discussion about Thomas or Thomas. So what's your pronunciation over here? And when you go back to the north of France where you grew up, how is your pronunciation there?
So in France, it would be Thomas, but here in America, like Thomas. Yeah, I like
Thomas.
Yeah, like the American way.
I like it. How are we getting on with Thomas?
I think we're going to be Thomas. A little bit of a yeah.
That's a bit southern though, is it not? Thomas.
Thomas, yeah.
How many of your teammates here could you have a conversation with in French?
Actually, quite a lot, because we have some people from Congo, one player from Senegal, one player from Cameroon, and some Americans that took French classes. So sometimes we speak French too. That's pretty cool.
How many of the Americans you think might have a chance of speaking French with you?
Jay Chapman.
Canadian.
Okay. That's close enough. Josh Smith. Josh Smith is pretty good. I think his grandma was a French teacher. So his French is actually, I was surprised. He spoke to me in French with accent and that. That was good.
You're a veteran guy. Oh, what do you? No, not you. No, you're an old guy. He's a veteran. Someone else is a veteran. Yes, I know that. But you've played in the league. You've had success. What is your leadership role on this team?
I think we have a lot of leaders in the team. And I've been out of the game last year. So I let the guys that played last year take charge. But I try to do my part, give advice, especially for the guy who speaks French and a little bit younger. So I'm a little bit of, how to say, between the coaching staff and the youngster. But yeah, that's my role in this thing for now.
Who's in charge of the music in the locker room before the game?
We have different guys. Beckford is on top of it. Jay Chapman, Marcus Epps. Yeah,
what would you play? If you're in charge, what do you play?
That's a good question. Are you French hip hop or not?
Okay.
Not a lot of guys know about it, so I keep it quiet.
Well, Thomas, we hope you keep making beautiful music on the field. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
If anyone thinks cancer is going to define you, they've got another thing coming. We know you are more than someone healing their heart. At Trinity Health, we know the importance of seeing the person behind the patient, the fear, the joy, the journey. Bringing you the expert medical teams and state-of-the-art technological advancements of a national health system, along with the personalized care that helps you feel better. Because we see all of you.
Achievement takes more than having a dream. It takes having the spirit to beat the odds. It takes the courage to pursue a passion, the heart to turn a house into a home, and the determination to turn an idea into an enterprise. I'm the Hartford Buck, and I see the human in human achievement.
With insurance from the Hartford, the Bucks got your back.
Our students are looking to stand out, not blend in, which is a good thing considering the 8-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio. USJ's academic experience is built on dynamic learning opportunities that extend into labs, internships, and collaboration with faculty, and are designed to both challenge and support students in their professional development. So if you're looking for an education that will help you make your mark in the world, visit usj.edu.
Moments away from the start of the second half. LDI Connect, the proud partner of Hartford Athletic. With over 20 years of experience, LDI Connect is a leading independent provider of office technology solutions. Visit myldi.com for more information. So, the game fairly even statistically, even on the scoreboard. Coach, what corrections would you make for each team?
They need to involve Albert Dikwa more. You and I were chatting off air during the break. You mentioned, 7 touches?
7 touches in the first half.
Not enough.
Now, you don't know how badly he got injured on the goal where he came up limping, but
doesn't
get
matter.
him the ball.
Doesn't matter. Involve him more. Same for Michi and Galina for Hartford. Arguably, their 2 best players. And they've probably been the 2 players with the fewest touches in the first half. From a Hartford perspective, more of the same. It's always difficult when there's the interjection of the interval and the stoppage, but they've got to just try and maintain the upper hand that they have, but be careful because on the counter, they have a lot of talent. Jack Panayotou is really good. They cannot allow him just to glide his way through the Hartford midfield.
Both teams stay the same. Second 45 plus underway. Actually, no, the old Hartford Athletic midfielder, Colin McGlynn, in for Colin Smith.
Yeah, they're playing Clay Holstad right back so that Connor can go into midfield.
Colin McGlynn back in action last week. He had missed 5 weeks with an injury. That's after he had to sit out a 1-game suspension for a red card against Charleston on the 6th of the month of April. Colin, in talking to the Rhode Island FC media team, said this is going to be a bittersweet night for him. He has such great memories of his 4 years in Hartford. Only Danny Barrera, who is available to play tonight on the Hartford bench, has played more games for the blue and green.
Of course, a lot of the games that Connor played at Hartford were at centre back, weren't they?
Last year, yeah.
And funnily enough, I remember doing a game with you when they put him into defensive midfield. He must have played about 10 or 12 games at centre back. It was the first time he'd played there, and he was like a fish out of water.
Yes.
And it wasn't his fault because he was asked to play a position, albeit his favoured position, but he basically got into the mindset of being a centre back, and they ended up either taking him off or moving him back, but he's where he wants to be now.
Played upfield in the direction of Dikwa. Up on the left side, it's Doyle. He has the Rhode Island goal. Panayotou at the 18. Shot is blocked. Hodge gave him no space, and then Panayotou took him down.
Well, speaking about J.J. Williams in the first half, and I thought they were a little bit more effective when he was more central, and it's interesting that they've started him in the second half in a more central position. He just offers a little bit more in there. He can be isolated a bit too much out wide.
Tristan Hodge slow to get up. So it'll be a free kick. Henan Hibero at the top of the circle. Launches it upfield. 2 goalies who are both quite effective. Here's Turnbull, the attacking defenseman. Scarlett slows it down momentarily. Now Doyle. Back it goes to McGlynn. Of course, for Connor, he really doesn't know many people out there. Macangila and Tristan Hodge, the only two he played with who were in the Hartford rotation. Barrera didn't play a lot last year, and we've only seen Kyle Williams once this year. Sliding tackle by McGlynn. Brendan Flynn was looking for a booking or for a foul there. Here's Doyle. Dequa. Left-footed shot squibs off his foot. It'll be a goal kick for Hartford.
Yeah, just looking at Brendan Burke just now, and he's having words with the fourth official. In his opinion, he feels it was a bit of a scissor challenge, and he's just thrown his hand to the air, exasperated, as if to say, well, why wasn't that a free kick? You can usually get a reaction from the player. If it's incredulity, frustration, anger, then it probably is a free kick. But Shane Beckford just got straight back up and got on with it. It shouldn't have anything to do with the reaction to the player, and it probably borders on, yeah, that should have been a free kick. But just got to be careful. Don't want to get him another yellow card.
Here's Dequa. Gets behind Scarlett. Scarlett tackles it away. Dequa sprawls down. They say play out.
That is a magnificent tackle.
But Rhode Island maintains possession. Ibarra gives to McGlynn. Pressed by Chapman, so he plays it back.
It's one of these, you mistime it, you give away a penalty. If you're not going for the ball and you mistime it, you give away a penalty and you get sent off. It's got to be perfect. Once you leave the ground, you've got to make sure you get it.
Play is stopped as they attend to Albert Dequa. Don't miss our next home match, Saturday, June 15th at 7 p.m. as we celebrate our mascot Dylan's birthday with an ice cream giveaway. Visit HartfordAthletic.com/tickets to get your tickets today. Can I have your ice cream that night since you won't be here?
I've already promised it to somebody else.
The ice cream?
Yeah.
Thanks. That's what partners are for. Here's Vegas. Over to Karifa Yao.
My daughter, Joe. She's 6.
Oh, I'll give her mine. Please. Come on, you didn't say that. Here's Dequa. Magically okay. It's Scarlett with an athletic play to clear it out of danger momentarily. Most of the second half has been played in the Rhode Island offensive end. Here's a shot towards goal by Logan. Ibero cuts it off before it can move across the face of the goal.
So their starting positions are more advanced, which is certainly helping them. And their game is upped substantially. So that's the difference so far. There's two things. One, this is very similar to the way that the first half started. And two, this game is very similar to last Friday's against Monterey Bay.
Yep. Romario Williams going down to warm up. Wonder if he's going to be Hartford's first sub. Beckford grabbed around the waist by Paniotu. 12 games played, 2 starts in 2 years with the Revs. Called creative in the final third, and Brendan Burke told us during the week, you have to keep track of him at all times.
Yeah, he's a quality player.
Played up ahead. Hartford on the attack. Here's Reese Buckmaster. Plays it out on the side. Marcus Epps. 1v1 outside the box. Cuts towards the middle. Buckmaster plays it back to Epps. Slips off his boot. Taken away by Rhode Island. We're even at 1. Mark Doyle in the 4th minute. Joe Farrell in the 24th. And again, these are two teams that have only scored 11 goals apiece this season, so you would figure goals will be at a premium.
It's also no surprise for a team that have drawn 7 games that it's tied 1-1 right now.
Turnbull out on the left for Doyle. Plays it back for Stephen Turnbull. The chip, Dequa was there, but Ibero beat him to the ball.
Yeah, the assistant on this near side just pointing out that had there been a touch, he would have been offside and the flag would have gone out. That's good officiating on this near side by Nick Seymour. So what they've done, they've moved JJ Williams central, and they basically swapped him with Jack Panayotou. And Williams' movement has been better than Panayotou, so it's given Tristan Hodge a different look in the second half.
Epps can't control on the east sideline, east touch line, so it's thrown in. There is the aforementioned J.J. Williams. Good job by McIntyre to slow him down, and off Williams over the far touchline in front of the supporters section.
It's basically two teams playing the exact same formation right now. It's a 4-2-3-1 for Rhode Island. As far as the two in front of the four are concerned, one sitting just in front of the other, same as Hartford.
There's Dikwa. Panayotou knocked away by Scarlett, who has been omnipresent out there tonight. Ball bounces over Ngalina's head. He goes down, but Karifi Howard looked like he didn't do anything to him.
No, he's going to be stronger than Ngalina.
Mark Ibarra, another former Pittsburgh Riverhound player on this expansion team. Plays it back to Holstead. Now Panayotou. Ibarra's shot is blocked. Keeps it alive. Into the box. Cleared out. Hodge looking to counter. Long ball upfield. Epps in a foot race with Turnbull. Turnbull with the better body position. Plays it back to Koke Vegas.
It's actually not a bad ball to get you out of trouble, to try and turn the opposition. Diagonal over the top. So keeps the fullback on his toes against whether it's Epps on one side or Beckford on the other.
The Fix is Connecticut's premier standalone IV vitamin therapy boutique, offering customized intravenous vitamin infusions and intramuscular vitamin injections that maximize health, performance, and recovery, with all services administered by a licensed registered nurse. Located in the West Hartford Center, visit thefixivtherapy.com to learn more.
Given what happened last week when Michi and Galina had a shot from a little bit further out and it took a deflection, when that ball was deflected off the shot and Henan Ribeiro kind of just didn't do much, you worried that the same might happen again this week. Instead, a corner rather than a goal.
Fourth corner of the night, Panayotou will take it from the right of Henan Ribeiro. In swinger, good position. Farrell gets to it before Dikwa. Ibarra plays it across to Holstad. Into the 18. Ibarra's up. Farrell goes sprawling, but he gets it to Beckford. In a race. He's got Ngalina 2-on-3 and a slide tackle. Beautifully done that time by Mark Ibarra to negate the Hartford threat and allow allow Rhode Island to start the counter. It's been a terrific match thus far. The pace of the run of play a little slower to start the second half, and again, much like the start of the game, it's been Rhode Island dominating the ball.
He's onside.
Dikwa on the run, gets it, turns. He's got Ribeiro at his mercy, but he tried to play it across, and it's cleared by Reese Buckmaster.
Brendan Burke can argue all he wants. That run was perfectly timed by Albert Dikwa.
And at the other end, here's Ngalina.
Offside.
And the flag is up, close to midfield.
Let's see if Ivan, who's doing the replays for us tonight, let's see if we can get either of these two. Keep tabs. That's clearly offside.
Yeah, clearly, not even close.
Dikwa, for me, timed his run to perfection.
Played towards Doyle up on the left. 1v1 with Buckmaster. Plays it into the box. Buckmaster will play it over the goal line on the east side, or the touch line on the east side. Throw in.
Yeah, he took a touch there, Joe, so he knew he had to get rid of it to try and prevent the corner.
It'll be Turnbull going over to take it. Former star at Stony Brook University. One of the better attacking right backs, although with the absence of Gabriel Alves, we've seen him at the left back position tonight.
He's just a good player.
Versatile.
He's a threat in both boxes. Good defensively, but can pop up with a goal or two as well.
Williams double team. Makangila volleys it out of danger. Turnbull sends it right back into the box. Hodge heads it. Beckford with space. Cuts to the middle. Dribbles around and drops it back to the captain, Jordan Scarlett. Even at 1, 59th minute, first ever meeting between these teams who are separated by roughly 90 miles, the closest rivalry in USL Championship. Although a rivalry has to come organically. You can't say a series is a rivalry and then it's a rivalry. I can tell you the story of a football coach at UConn that tried to create a rivalry with Central Florida, which was one of the silliest things ever. Fouled in the middle of the pitch. Buckmaster. We've not had a yellow card tonight.
Should have had, but we haven't.
And this is, right, exactly. This is a referee, Luis Diego Arroyo, who dealt out 8 in his only USL match of the year as Mark Doyle Gimpley gets up. Cano Smith talking to his assistant Dave McKay. This is dangerous potential here. Paniotu and Doyle both in position, but we think it's Paniotu who's going to send it up. Yao is offsides as the play starts. Here's the chip. Headed. Header no Darcy. Caught by Ribeiro, who gets it going quickly. Vegas way out of the goal to head it.
Keeper's been hurt at the other end. He just got caught on the follow-through.
And Ribeiro.
Yeah, my
slow
eyes,
to get up.
like yours, were drawn to the ball because obviously the goalkeeper at the other end was way out of his box and did well. So I didn't see if it was him kicking it clear and catching someone. Renan Ribeiro.
Looked like he hit no Darcy. Flourish is proud to fuel Hartford Athletic with their healthy, delicious food. Let them do the same for you and your team. Order online at flourishhartford.com or visit them at 72 New Park Avenue in Hartford. The match even at 1 in the 61st minute before a sellout crowd, a invested crowd here at Trinity Health. Chapman plays it towards Engelina, but there's the omnipresent Turnbull. Asiadu, who got the start for Thomas Van Kazeel, who's unable to play tonight due to personal reasons. Comes off the first 2-assist game of his USL career. He was named to the league team of the week for week 12. Farrell just plays it towards the box. Vegas taking his time. Well, looks like he'll put a foot into it. Instead, won't. Rolls it out to Yao. Open on the right, Clay Holstad. In the middle for Williams, tackled off the ball. Beckford. It'll be a throw-in for Hartford.
Kind of glad that Brendan Burke doesn't wear a blood pressure monitor or a heart rate monitor, and it was,
or a microphone.
Or a microphone. If the results were given to his doctor, I think he'd be totally get the passion. See what it means to him, but I don't know if his doctor would be too happy.
Once again, Yao gets to the ball. First stolen. Asiadu. He's taken off the ball by No Darcy.
It's good defending.
Good play by Frank No Darcy, and then Chapman with a tackle on Asiadu. For Chapman in the box, back heel for Epps, cleared over the far sideline.
It's a brilliant move from Hartford, it really is. Draws the applause from the bench as well. Just the awareness of Jay Chapman.
Hartford gets it back in quickly. Anderson Asiadu towards the far post. Nobody there but amber-colored jerseys. Holstad plays it ahead. Paniotu back to help. Angelina with the press and forces Yao to get the ball back to the keeper. Give away to Hodge. Tristan plays it left. Here's Beckford in the box.
No.
Wasted opportunity by Deshaun Beckford. You don't see that often from the Jamaican.
He's better on the right-hand side. And when he cut inside there on his right foot, he got it all wrong. He could have played that first time, he didn't, right? So he's taken the touch, and he's made a mess of it. But Hartford are able to exploit. Rhode Island are trying to play their way out of trouble. I don't mind that if you've got the players to do it, and you can do it. You're going to make mistakes, but you have moves like this that can get you forward quickly.
Doyle with room to run on the left. Drops it back to old friend Connor McGlynn. Now Turnbull presses up. Ibarra under pressure, back to McGlynn. Once again, two teams who have both scored 11 goals this season. That's near the bottom of the league. Sent towards the 6.
It's a push.
And we've got a push in the box. So it'll be Hartford ball.
I love one of the flags, and hopefully we'll get a chance to see this. So in the singing section of Hartford, obviously Connecticut known in the New Haven area and further north for its pizza. There's an Italian flag with just the word pizza across it, whereas Rhode Island's probably, I don't know, better known for chowder?
Yes, definitely.
Do you prefer New England clam chowder or Rhode Island chowder?
I prefer no chowder, thank you. I prefer tomato soup. Fouls are 12-5 as Romario Williams looks like he's ready to enter the match. Wonder if he's going to come in for Beckford.
To be honest, I think you can take either of the front two off. I don't think they've been involved
Angelina
enough.
never comes off. He hasn't come out of the match this year. Speaking of Beckford, lays it up to Angelina. Michi in the box. Tackled away, plays it back. Beckford draws a convergence of amber-colored Rhode Island players, and the possession turns over. One thing about this Rhode Island backline, Mark, they're very deliberate. They don't panic easily. Now room to run on the far side. Turnbull was looking for help. Ibarra plays it back to McGlynn. Up on the left, it's Mark Doyle, who scored in the 4th minute. Joe Farrell in the 24th off a corner from Tristan Hodge, and that's where we stand. Space in the middle for Karifa Yao. Olstead, pressed by Beckford, goes back to Yao.
It's a game of chess right now.
Pace is slowed down considerably, and it goes over the near touchline. Westfield Bank, proud to support Connecticut customers, communities, and crowds cheering for Hartford Athletic. Westfield Bank, where better banking is all about. Online at westfieldbank.com. So we've got an injury, and it looks like the night is over for Beckford anyways. Deshane Williams will come in and take his place. Third time this year that Williams has come off the bench for Hartford.
Yeah, he was the starter to begin with, Romario Williams, and then last game they went with the pace up front. Now they're going with the pace and the power.
That's the first time this year that Beckford has been subbed out of a game. No, that's not right. He's been subbed out before. He started all 11 games.
Yeah.
So you bring Williams in. Where do you spot him?
Oh, through the middle. He's banged through the middle. But what you do, you have options now around them because it's where they play Michi and Galina. They'll drop them a little bit further back. If they want to keep the 4-2-3-1, you could go with 2 up top. Go a 4-1-3-2. There's options now, but there's a lot of options for Brendan Burke with a lot of these players.
Scarlett steps in front of J.J. Williams, and the kick sails over the near touchline. It'll be a throw in.
Just got to be careful there, Joe. Just got to be careful with Reese Buckmaster because can't get caught too far out to allow Mark Doyle a lot of the ball on the Rhode Island left.
Good anticipation that time by Buckmaster to get it before Tikwa could lay a boot on it. I see you do. Up the left side, over the near touchline, throw in for Rhode Island. Shots 9-8 in favor of Hartford. Shots on target 3-2 in favor of Rhode Island. The number that matters is the goals, and we're even at 1. Here comes Rhode Island on a counter. It's Turnbull with room. Now wheels and looks for help. Plays it up ahead, intended for Ibarra. That's knocked away by Buckmaster. Here's Romario Williams, fresh as a daisy for Engalina. Vegas comes out to the 18 to knock it away. Good anticipation by the veteran keeper, Koke Vegas. This game certainly being played at a pace where if there is a next goal, that would appear to be the game-winning goal. Rhode Island much more deliberate. Epps called for the foul on Ibarra. Quick restart for Rhode Island. Now Ibarra playing up. Will work back and drop it all the way back to Karifa Yao at midfield. Olstead with a channel on the right. In the middle, Paniotu, who's been pretty well kept in check. Plays it head on the left for the overlapping Turnbull. Gets past Epps, puts it in the middle, and it sails through. It'll be a corner.
That all came about because Hartford gave easy possession away in the middle of the park. If you're one up, one off, the person off has got to get back and help out. You cannot allow yourself to be a 2-on-1 against. That's what Hartford had against them there, and it's resulted in Rhode Island corner. They've got to be more disciplined in the attack when defending.
Fifth corner for Rhode Island. It'll be Paniotu to trigger from the left of Henan Hibano, who has stopped 2 shots tonight. Far post, header, goes back, shot, drill, over the goal. You know what time it is, don't you?
That's it, Chop time.
Chop is proud to be an official catering partner of Hartford Athletic. Chopped. Their mission is to make healthy eating exciting for all people. From classic cravings to seasonal collaborations, Chopped offers salads, warm bowls, wraps, and more. Eat like an athlete with Chopped. Looks like we're going to see Noah Fuson, who had started all 11 games before tonight, called on to play for the first time for Rhode Island. The match even at 1, 72nd minute. Whistle sounds. Fuson will come in for Jack Paniotu.
Not been as effective since they moved him out to the right-hand side, so he makes way.
So Fuson, who's got a goal and 3 assists, former member of Columbus Crew 2. How do you do? Onto the pitch. Hartford with a direct from distance. Match even at 1. Pretty evenly played, I would say, Mark, from start to finish. Each team has had moments of domination. Hodge serves it, punched out by Vegas.
Offside.
And Vegas is down. Hartford was offsides anyways. And Koke Vegas, the 28-year-old from Spain, is still down in the box.
Just going back to your earlier point, I think it's been very even. I think Rhode Island had the better of the game for probably the first 20 minutes or so. I thought Hartford had the better of the first half after that. And since the second half has got underway, Rhode Island have had more of the ball, really done as much as they would have liked, but they've done better than they did towards the end of the first half.
Along with Mark Donaldson, I'm Joe D'Ambrosio. Tom Stanwick's our producer, Bobby Kaplan our director. Power Station crew doing their usual superb job here at Trinity Health. Olstead intended for Williams. Farrell gets there. Scarlett is going to get called for a push against Chico Diqua. So possession for Rhode Island. Ibarra will trigger the restart, and then they say slow it down. He gets to move the ball up a little bit. Instead, it'll be Connor McGlynn over the ball.
This time down on the touchline, Brendan Burke's remaining seated, and it's Aaron Wheeler that's standing up and making sure instructions are passed on.
McGlynn towards the left, headed towards the box, harmless for Henan Hibero. It seems that Rhode Island, Mark, has had more chances but haven't done much with it.
No real chances of note, have they? Ooh, oh, goodness me, Jay.
That's a shank by Jay Chapman. Looks like my 6-iron. So Holstad will throw it in, and the fourth official, Brian Canetta, moves him back.
Brendan Burke making sure that they couldn't take that throw in quickly by passing it to the other backroom team.
Fuson was open momentarily. They couldn't get it to him. Asiadu, who's had a good work rate tonight, to an open Chapman. Slows it down. And on the left, Romario Williams dribbles towards the box. Triple team. Bumped. And Vegas at the near post corrals before any danger could ensue.
So since he came on, you asked the question, where's he going to play? I was pretty convinced he would play through the middle, but they're just playing him a little bit withdrawn with Michi through the middle. There are times that Romario will be the more advanced of the two. As long as whoever isn't the more advanced is doing the tracking back, Hartford will be okay. It's when they switch off that they'll be in trouble.
We've not seen old friend Prince Sadie for Rhode Island. He was not even selected last week. He's only started 2 of the 8 matches he's played. This is match number 12 for one of 2 expansion teams in the league, North Carolina being the other. Rhode Island patiently forming the attack, and really that ball, I mean, why would you pass like that? Diqua had no chance to get around Joe Farrell.
Diqua's not a runner. He's not someone that's going to beat you in the channel if you've got decent pace as a centre back. They haven't played to his strengths. Certainly tonight, there's a reason he's got this goal drought. They just haven't provided him with the service. He's a goal scorer. You give him the ball, you'll usually do something with it. He did have that one-on-one chance in the first half. He was unable to convert. On the whole, they've marshalled them well. Special word for Jordan Scarlett tonight. I think he's been outstanding. He's had a couple of last-ditch challenges that he's had to make. He's timed them perfectly.
Scarlett wearing the captain's armband. Played back by Scarlett to Asiadu, now to Hodge. Give and go, Hodge goes down, foul call. Noah Fuson impeded Hodge.
Just going back 2 or 3 passes, Beverly Makingila kind of thought about going forward and then elected to just either do a sideways pass or pass behind, and it ended up at Asiadu. That's why the free kick was given. Just want them to be braver on the ball, not as safe, because the quicker you can get it forward in behind and get them turned, that's when you're going to get the opportunities. Hartford haven't had a good one in the second half. It's got to be better than that.
Yeah, it's not a good ball by Asiadu. The Performance Lab, an all-inclusive model that brings the latest technologies for pain relief, wellness, and mobility all together under one roof. With one-on-one treatments and a customized approach to fit your needs, the Performance Lab will get you recovering, moving, and feeling your best. in the box. Sails over the goal line, so another goal kick for Henan Hibero.
It was similar to what happened in the first half when it looked like Frank Nodarcy might have got a touch, but Nodarcy had left it. And there, another example with Joe Farrell. This could come down to the deadlock being broken by an error, or it could come down to an absolute wonder goal, because right now there's very little between these two. And would it be a better point for Rhode Island on the road? Probably. But they'll feel they can still get all three, as will Hartford.
Ball played over the far side. Rhode Island getting set to bring the native of Bolton, Connecticut, Joe Brito, into the match. That would be their third and final sub. Trying to break through was Williams, and good job by Farrell there to save a corner, making him throw it from the far side. As you look at first-year head coach Kano Smith, had been an assistant with Birmingham, former captain of the Bermuda national team. Joe Brito will be drawn in for the 11th time in 12 games. Taking their time on the throw-in from the far side. Turnbull. Williams can't get a header on it. It's grabbed by Hibero, and frankly, that's kind of been the tenor of the second half. Possession favoring Rhode Island, but Hibero has not been called on to make any difficult saves.
I think Rhode Island deserve credit in the second half. A, for being better than they were for the majority of the first half, and B, making sure Hartford's key players are nullified.
Dequa sent sprawling. Almost looked like Joe Farrell was calling a foul on himself. Here's McLean with Dequa down.
Oh, he was saying it wasn't a foul.
Right. Doyle on the left. The chip towards Williams. Hodge clears it out of danger. I would think we'll get in a referee's whistle here fairly soon.
No, it's not a head knock. There's no obligation to stop the play.
And Galena, aimless ball, deflected. Dequa still down in an offside position.
I don't know how much he's fancied this tonight. And maybe that's to do with the knock that he took when Rhode Island scored. I'm not sure he's been 100% ever since this knock.
Well, he's going to come out anyways, but we have a stoppage in play as they attend to last year's Golden Boot winner. And, you know, Joe Farrell really didn't do anything.
No, it's a good tackle. He's basically saying to the referee, there's no danger. That is a foul. Do not be conned and do not be fooled by that.
Holiday Inn Express, Newington, conveniently located in the heart of the dining and shopping district of Newington on the Berlin Turnpike, Route 5/15. Whether you need one night or an extended stay, Holiday Inn Express will make your stay convenient and cost-effective. So Albert Dequa will go another game without a goal. Hasn't scored since March 30th. And the pride of Bolton, former star at UNC Charlotte, Joe Brito, will come in. Meanwhile, it looks like Mamadou Dieng will be the next sub for Hartford. Looking for his jersey.
Yeah, Samadia was about to enter the field of play. The jersey of Emmanuel Samadia being worn by Mamadou Dieng, who realized he'd got the wrong jersey. It kind of didn't fit the way that it should.
In the 82nd minute in this first ever meeting between these two teams, they will play in August at Burns Stadium on the campus of Bryant University in Smithfield, Rhode Island, best known to many as the spring training home of the New England Patriots.
Who, was it 1995? There was talk about potentially them moving to Hartford.
Don't get me started.
Still a sore point.
Well, no, there was one person in Hartford radio who was working at ESPN at the time and had a chance to talk to people like the late Chris Morton from the late John Clayton, who said there's not a snowball's chance in Haiti that Paul Tagliabue will allow the NFL. Look out! Macangila, quick restart. Williams tries to play it through, and Hodge steals away. So I'm on the radio in Hartford saying they're not coming. Everybody said I was negative. In this case, negative equaled right. There's no chance the Patriots are ever coming to
They
Hartford.
used the city of Hartford to
Like
get
a
what they want.
like a drum. They beat them like a drum. Speaking of which, the drums continue to play.
It's not like you've forgotten about it or anything.
So Mamadou Dieng will come in for Marcus Epps at the next availability in a match that, frankly, has not captured the excitement that we had in the first 45.
No.
Here's Fusen. Tries to play it ahead for Brito, but poorly sent in pass, and Epps gets it back.
Does well.
Asiadu in the middle. Gives it away. Very quietly, Karifa Yao has had a strong game in a center back position, but he gives it away to Epps. Marcus on the counter, up the left channel. Plays it into the middle. Angelina can't trap it down and fires it high. We will get Mamadou Dieng into a game for the 8th time this year, replacing Marcus Epps.
What a chance that is. They've not had any in the second half, but the body shape was all wrong from Angelina. He's got a lot of talent, but he needs to work on his finishing. He's not a finisher. He's not an instinctive finisher. He scores goals, yes, but he's not someone, if you had to put your house on one player to score that chance, or at least to hit the target, he would be down the list. If you can work on that with him, you've already got the makings of a good player, a very good player, all round. But he's not had much to do tonight. He's got to do better.
Giveaway stolen by Angelina, but Williams with too much pace. Race for the ball. Jordan Scarlett will get there first. Shield. And then get pushed. And that is a very upset Mark Doyle with referee Luis Diego Arroyo. And we have our first yellow of the night. Second of the year for the Irishman. Mark Doyle booked in the 86th minute. Doyle did not think he pushed him.
It's the reaction, isn't it?
Scarlett made it look like it was the push of the century. Deadlocked at 1. That's where we stood at halftime. In the middle, Fusen. Off on the right to Brito. What a magical moment it would be for him to score in his home region. And that ball just played out of bounds by Fusen. Farrell touched it last, but Noah Fusen had much more room to run, the Glendale, California native. So here's Clay Holstad looking to make a big throw into the box. Gets air under it. The direction is off. Here's Williams in front. It's cleared. That turned into a far more dangerous situation than it should have.
If we can get a replay on this one, if there is no touch, and that throw-in, which I think hits the post, if there's no touch here, which I don't think there is, had that gone straight in, the goal would not have counted. The fact that it hits the post, it's still a live ball.
Hodge is tripped by Fusen. Shots 11-10 in favor of Rhode Island. Shots on target 4-2 in favor of the team in amber.
Don't think there's a touch. Certainly not from Henan Ribeiro.
Ribeiro way out to trigger the play in the direction of Dieng. Headed away by Darce and played upfield.
This is when you know someone's boring on a night out, as there's a change made by Rhode Island with Mark Doyle being replaced by Prince Sadie, the former Hartford player. Law 15 of the game, a goal cannot be scored directly from a throw-in. If the ball enters the goal from a throw-in, it has to be the opposition goal. From an attacking throw, a goal kick is awarded.
So Prince Sadie, who scored 14 goals in 64 games in the blue and green the last 2 years, led Hartford in goals last year with 11 onto the pitch, replacing the goal scorer for Rhode Island, Mark Doyle.
Giving you another piece of information you didn't know and you didn't need to know either. That would be an attacking throw. A defensive throw, if it goes all the way in for an own goal, wouldn't count. It would be a corner kick that's awarded, as you were.
Well, that's important information.
Well, it never happens, though, but
well,
the laws of the game are there because just in case, because strange things happen in sport. We've both seen plenty.
Here's a quick counter. Sadie gets it to Fusen. Hodge intercepts the poor pass in the direction of Brito. Chested down by Romario Williams. And he drags it over the touchline.
Oh, that's a foul throw.
Now Brito changes directions towards Nodarce, and he gives it away. Some sloppy play over the last 5 minutes here as we await the announcement of stoppage time in a game that if I were a betting man, I would say would end a 1-1 tie. Brignell Vineyard stoppage time, 4 minutes of stoppage time. Holstead back to defend to defend Richie Angelina, and it'll be a goal kick. I would say, Mark, that because they've tied 7 matches already this year, Rhode Island would be fine with a 1 point.
Yeah, but you know what's weird? Hartford hasn't drawn yet this season.
Right, 4-6.
If you were a betting man, you say you'd think it will finish 1-1. I think that was the favoured score among many before the game.
Many might have had it right. Williams with a flick. So does Fusen. Hodge heads it back towards Ribeiro. Into stoppage time. 4 minutes, as we mentioned. Ribeiro kind of a sidewinder kick. Up on the right side, Chapman plays for Buckmaster. Ahead to Jang. And the pass too far for Buckmaster. Sellout crowd of 5,500 here on High Shop Avenue for the first meeting ever between these New England rivals.
I've only lived in this country for 14 years, and that's the first time I've heard the name of that street actually pronounced. I had no idea how to pronounce it.
See?
Thank you.
My bit of useless information. The rematch, August 10th at Burns Stadium on the Bryant campus in Smithfield. Once again, that's a temporary home. There are plans to build a soccer palace in Pawtucket.
Palace?
Well, I mean, on paper it looks nice.
Looks amazing. Tidewater Landing. Looks fantastic. 10,500. The fact we're even talking about this suggests this has been a second half to forget. I want to defend the players. They put so much into that first half, especially Hartford. It's no wonder they're tired. Just got to be careful that they don't lose concentration, either set of players, between now and the end of this game.
Angelina gets ahead on it. Vegas, who's had very little to do in this half, plays it upfield. Buckmaster. Header, Sadie. There to take it away. Prince with space. Plays it back on the left. So we've seen both Sadie and McGlynn, the two former Athletic players for Rhode Island. Turnbull off to Fusen. Chips towards the box. No danger. Ribeiro easily plucks it out of the air.
It's nice to have a goalkeeper where you're comfortable. You can, oh well, that's okay. The Brazilian will get that. He's just a solid goalie.
Williams keeping an eye on Ribeiro. Up in the middle of the field. Second header by Hartford.
Yeah, that header was by Chapman, Joe, and we've hardly mentioned his name in the second half, have we?
Barely. Scarlett tries to play a through ball, and Yao knocks it away. Hodge in midfield for Engalina. He's slowed up and loses possession. Long ball in the direction of Fusen. Headed down by Farrell. Foul on Rhode Island as we are approaching the last minute of stoppage time. And they're going to bring Ribeiro. He starts out to take it.
No. That's far too
I was
close to
going
the
to say,
touchline.
in a 1-1 tie,
Yeah.
in the final minute of stoppage time, that's not what you would want to do.
If you're down 2-1, you need a goal and get everybody forward. Yeah, but not now.
Played towards the box. Headed up in the air away from trouble and clear. Basically, all Rhode Island's trying to do is clear the ball long downfield and hope for a lucky break. There's really been no rhyme or reason to their offensive attack for the last 25 minutes.
They don't look that deep. Their starting 11 is all right. I think they should be higher up the league than they are, but when you start making changes, I don't think the depth is, and it's understandable, it's hard. You've got to put together a roster from scratch. Hartford have found that over the years. It's not easy.
Scarlett volleys it up in the air. Headed back, and Vegas will play it. And we are at full time. And the question is, if a tie is like kissing your sister, who's got the prettier sister tonight? In the first ever meeting between these regional rivals, we end up in a 1-1 tie. The coaches shake hands. We'll come back and wrap things up next. Rhode Island 1, Hartford 1.
Embrace the laid-back charm of island life while sinking your toes in the sand and discovering real, authentic Florida in the Bradenton area. Unspoiled beauty and pristine beaches, a vibrant waterfront downtown energized by local arts and culture, fresh Floridian cuisine with a flourish of rich history, and friendly locals ready to welcome you to this preserved paradise on Florida's Gulf Coast. Plan your visit today at BradentonGulfIslands.com.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.
Mark, as we look at the final stats, what sticks out to you, if anything?
It's one of the best first halves that I've seen this season and one of the most forgettable second halves, whether it was tiredness or whatever. I don't think I've seen a game like that where two teams have cancelled each other out as much for a long time in the second half. It's no surprise it's another draw. They're 8th for Rhode Island. It's Hartford's first draw. Did either side do enough over the piece to win the game? I don't think so. If it had ended at the first half, I think Hartford would say that they deserve to be ahead. But it was a brilliant first game in this rivalry.
Mark Doyle in the 4th minute for Rhode Island. Joe Farrell in the 24th. Hartford on the road next week. They will go to New Mexico, back here on June the 15th against Pittsburgh. Once again, our final score from Trinity Health Stadium in the first ever meeting between these two regional rivals. It was Rhode Island FC 1, Hartford Athletic 1. For our producer, Sir Thomas of Stanwix, our director, Bobby Kaplan, and our terrific Power Station crew, and my colleague, Mark Donaldson, I'm Joe D'Ambrosio. As always, we thank you for watching USL Championship here on ESPN Plus MyTV9, and WTNH.com.